Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You hear this music, you know what time it is. It's time for that Fallout New Vegas in 2024, the year of our Lord. Yeah. Oh yeah, we met the Brotherhood. Forgot about that. Deal with an NCR Ranger who is camping in one of the bunkers of Hidden Valley. Where's all my weapons? Why do I have no weapons? They took everything when they put me in that collar. Put me in an explosive collar. Send me out into this storm. Madness.
Thought you'd sneak up on me, you filthy powder ganger?
Excuse me. Keep pointing that gun at me and I'll stick it up your ass.
Ha! Got some stones on you, son. I like that. What can I do for you?
Sorry, my mic cut out. Who are you, boy?
Dobson's my name. I'm an NCR Ranger operating out of Camp McCarran north of here. Reading man by birth, though.
You sound like Preston. And what are you doing here in this bunker?
Well, I thought I might set up a safe house in one of the bunkers here. Between the remote location and the dust storms, I figured it was ideal. Of course, seems a lot less remote since you showed up. Plus, I haven't been able to get my radio working, and a safe house is no good without one. I reckon I'll stick around a while, patrol for troublemakers, see if I can get that radio working.
So no one knows you're here?
Standard practice. Rangers operate on our own most of the time, and that's how we like it. Usually we call in our positions to McCarran to be relayed to other Rangers, but I can handle myself. I'm sure as hell not gonna lose any sleep on account of a goddamn broken down radio, but it will shorten my stay if I can't fix it.
What are powder gangers?
Criminal scum that have infested this region, attacking caravans and regular folk just passing through. The dangerous ones are roamers, though there's another group that mostly stays put over at the prison southwest of here. So far, the brass haven't mustered up enough men to take the prison back. Long overdue if you ask me, but I'm just one man.
Seemed like a bad location for a safe house. You have to get out of here.
Now why would I do that? You see some powder gangers on the approach or something?
Kind of want to lie to him, so I feel like it'll get him out of here. Powder gangers use these bunkers as hideouts once or twice a month.
You've seen that with your own two eyes? God damn. I knew Cook's gang passed through these parts about that frequently, but I didn't know they holed up here. Be a rude awakening to find 15 of those merciless bastards looking down at me snoozing on my bedroll. Yep, I'd be better off setting up an ambush along one of their routes to catch stragglers. Thanks for the information. You may have saved my life.
Pork and beans. Storm is gnarly.
Stand back from the door. The Elder's eager to hear your report.
How did you resolve the situation with the Ranger?
Ranger won't be a problem. He gone.
Gone? Why did he leave? And what makes you think he won't be back?
Convinced him staying here would be more dangerous than moving on. Simply.
Yes, you exploited his fear of powder gangers very effectively. The collar includes a microphone, you see. Part of the test. He'll keep his distance, setting ambushes, never suspecting that these bunkers house something far more dangerous to him than criminals. Well played. Since you completed your assigned task, I will allow you to come and go from the bunker freely. So let's get that collar off you. There, that's better, I hope. Now that we have that bit of unpleasantness out of the way, there is a matter that I would like to discuss with you. Stop by the command room when you can. Oh, and bear in mind, if you end up betraying us, we will know it. And there will be no mercy.
Bro. I'm gonna say I'll level this whole place, but these guys are armed to the teeth. Command room, eh? Fancy, fancy. Like a Battlestar Galactica robot. Zooming out on this place, it's just like a maze.
You're being watched, so don't get any ideas.
Okay.
When you first showed up on our doorstep, I'll admit at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of great use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here. Though no, we will be keeping an eye on you. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us?
Sure.
Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently. and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them.
Even though I've done this in Fallout 4,
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
10-4. Would like to know when and how I'll be getting my weapons back.
McNamara's done a pretty good job, given the situation he was handed.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say?
Sure.
As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years. And those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by. And many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations. And all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed.
Tried talking to him.
Of course I have, many times in fact. The Elder has an open door policy and will listen to advice on any subject save this one. He refuses to see that our isolation is slowly weakening us. Aside from being our duty, going out on missions is what kept us strong. And because he fails to see that, he must be replaced.
And how do you propose you do that?
I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters, so they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to me with some respect, and bro is acting crazy. Put me in a collar.
That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell. It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is.
I've had better.
You and me both. The Elder wants this data store operational pronto, but it doesn't look like the damn thing will be working anytime soon.
Put me to work.
I could use some assistance, sure, but I highly doubt you have the technical background to help us deal with this virus. Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data.
Anything I can do, brother?
I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd.
Can the virus's files be partitioned so read access is only provided by the kernel administrator?
What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move.
Easy breezy.
Best of luck to you. I'll tell the others to take a break so they don't get in your way. Oh, and I'll keep track of when it jumps for you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal before you begin.
Hey.
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. Ten seconds. That's it. We got it. The virus has been purged. Hello. You actually did it. If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right?
That it's fixed. What do you think of Hardin trying to get McNamara dismissed? Kind of information? Access to more topics.
Well, you'd have to get a senior-level member of the chapter to unlock a topic for you. I've given you access to what I can, but that's not much. The majority of topics fall under Ramos's aegis, since they'd constitute a security risk. Good luck getting anything out of him. You might have better luck with another member of the senior staff. Try talking to them about it.
What do you think about Hardin trying to get rid of Brody?
I can understand how the man might be frustrated by the current situation. He's a take-charge sort of fellow. Standing around's not his strong suit. I myself often wish we could end this interminable stasis and begin moving forward again. Bye.
Project goals. The goal of the Hidden Valley Project is to create a self-sustaining shelter for high-ranking VIPs that can serve as a command structure in times of crisis. The bunker itself is located several hundred feet below the surface. Multiple layers of reinforced material serve to prevent a breach of the inhabitable areas by anything save for a direct hit by a bunker-busting weapon utilizing a megatonnage considered outside the capability of America's closest competitors. In the event that our enemies become capable of such an attack, the bunker's dervish camouflaging system makes targeting the site impossible for automated systems, forcing aggressors to rely on guesswork and sheer luck. The bunker relies on the 2 main systems. Candle Fusion Power System provides power to all bunker systems, built more for reliability and duration of service. Power output of the system has been exceeded by many current designs, but it can't supply the bunker with power for an estimated 752 years. That's a lot of time, brother. Levers can camouflage, prevent airborne or long-range enemy weapons, supplemented with aluminum and various silicates. Yada yada. Impossible to target. I think I'm getting no info out of these. Need to talk to a higher up.
How may I assist you? Yes, what is it?
And you are?
Ah, the outsider. I suppose it's too much to ask that jarhead Ramos to keep outsiders away from my research. I am head scribe Taggart, and I am much too busy to deal with the likes of you right now.
That's okay, because you look like an alien. Self-destruct terminal is wild. The order of Elder McNamara engaging the bunker self-destruct sequence requires the assent of the head scribe, head paladin, and elder out of the chapter. Each of these brothers has been given a key card to be produced in case of emergency. When all three are inserted below the password to the self-destruct terminal, the right will be generated. Report any lost or stolen key cards immediately.
The bunker takes a little getting used to, doesn't it?
Hello.
Oh, you must be the outsider everyone's buzzing about. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lorenzo, senior knight and general handyman around here.
Good to meet you, brother.
Later.
Okay. Just gonna walk right over me, huh? Start drawing in the air. Dark arts. This place isn't as big as I thought it was. I don't know why this door said no. Oh, this is his private belongings.
Hello? What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything?
Elder has me looking for the lost patrols and retrieving their mission disc.
Yes. I know the loss of the patrols has weighed heavily on his mind for some time. He took it very personally when they first went missing. That was when I first began to seriously question his ability to lead us. A commander has to be able to deal with the potential loss of his men. It's strange that he would ask you to find mission discs on them, however. The missing paladins were all on standard patrols, which don't need them. Only brothers sent on special assignments are given mission discs. If you should find any on the lost patrols, let me know.
10-4, brother.
After lifting the lockdown, the first thing I'd do is send scouts out to recon the area. We need to know what's going on out there. Next, I'd resume patrols in the near vicinity, and begin sending search teams out to the spots the scouts reported were relatively safe. It's standard procedure when a chapter relocates to an area, but standard procedure wasn't our last Elder's style, either.
Tell me about the last guy.
Elijah was a strange one. His even becoming Elder was highly questionable, seeing as how he was a scribe. Typically, only paladins are eligible. But an exception was made in his case on account of him being a genius. Unfortunately, whatever scientific acumen he had didn't extend to tactics. Trying to defend Helios was a blunder of the worst kind, and many brothers lost their lives because of it. Many of the senior paladins, myself included, advised him to fight a retreating action, but he refused to budge. Said he almost had it working. We never did find out exactly what he was talking about. When the perimeter was finally overrun, the Elder had simply vanished.
Tell me about the battle at Helios.
Helios was the worst goddamn action I've seen in a long, long career of fighting.
I already know what he thinks of the lockdown.
Bye.
There might be some more higher ups I could talk to somewhere. A lot of optional missions going on. It's just Ramos, dude. Scribes are always weirdos.
There have been reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops into the area. Whole lot of nothing. The initiates in here.
Yeah?
With all the computers.
It's our virtual reality training hall. We don't really go out all that often anymore, so this is how we stay sharp.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, like just about everyone else here, I grew up in the Brotherhood. My father was a scribe and my mother a paladin.
Your parents here somewhere?
They both died at Helios 1. The others were always like a family to me before that, but afterward they became my family in truth.
Later.
Bye.
Sorry, but I'm a little busy here, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, my fault. He's dehydrated.
The word came down from the Elder that I'm to offer you some of our lesser wares. As if I didn't have other matters on my mind.
Anything I can help you with?
If you must know, my inventory check this week shows that our weapon count is 1 short. Somehow we're missing a laser pistol. Hardin will have my head if I don't find that weapon soon. I can't delay my report to him any longer.
I'll find it.
If you happen to find it, bring it here right away. I might be able to throw a few supplies your way if you do.
No worries, mate.
Have you found it? Then we have nothing. Our patrols are always bringing more stuff in. Take a look.
Confused at how I do not have a weapon still. So just took it all and didn't give it back. I don't know if that's by design. Either way.
Bye.
Kind of concerning. To be honest. About to go let off some rounds, Brody. Walking with a purpose. Huh? He was thinking about it.
Hey.
Doctor's office. Returning. 5 out of 9. Another 5 out of 9. Journal entry 1. It's been a hard day. I think I lost more than twice as many as I saved. At a guess, I'd say we've lost a little over half our number, and all for some broken down solar energy station that barely works. I think if Elder Elijah hadn't gone missing, I might have refused to treat him. Would have served the prick right. Edit. God, I haven't looked over these in a while. I remember writing this like it was yesterday. Who would have imagined I'd spend the next few years of my life trapped underground? Nothing much to report this week, just a few cases of mild respiratory problems. Come to think of it, there were a number of respiratory problems last week too. Just talk to Lorenzo. Maybe something's breaking down. Damn that Taggart. I got stuck scheduling the junior scribes experiments again. It's bad enough that we're stuck down here with one another, but all the Brotherhood scribes in the waste, I get stuck with a lecherous scatterbrain for a boss. Perhaps Hardin is right. Maybe it's time for a change. Lost karma for that. At least I know the doc is on board, though. One of these. Wondering if that gun might be in one of these. Is it a laser pistol? Is what she was looking for?
Only a few. Then you bring your second unit up to provide covering fire, like so.
Who are you teaching, bro? There's no one in here. You still busy?
Yes, can I help you?
Trying to help Torres find a missing laser pistol. You seen it around?
No, no idea. Sorry. Bye.
Yeah? Head scribe Taggart quickly realized my extraordinary talent when I took the mandatory VR combat testing. Soon after that, he requested that I get transferred to VR specialist training, serving as his assistant. I miss hanging out with the other students all the time, but at least I get to skip all those boring lectures. Bye.
Alright. One of you.
There have been reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops into the area.
One of you has this gun. And I'm gonna find it. You hear me?
Your presence here, let's just say it's highly irregular. Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. He must believe that you'd be very useful.
What would an elder have to do to get kicked out?
So you've been talking to Hardin, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started. Don't get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived at Helios. I'll tell you what I told Hardin. There have been only a few cases of elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it.
Sounds good. Tell me what happened at
I'm sure
Helios.
someone's told you all this before. Several years back, we were running our chapter out the Helios 1 solar power station. Our elder at the time, Elijah, had some kind of obsession with the place, which is the only reason we stayed as long as we did. That place was hardly defensible, and we knew the NCR was moving in on us, but the elder refused to budge, insisting that he just needed more time. We never found out what he needed time for. Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually, our positions collapsed. Elder Elijah was nowhere to be found, so McNamara took charge and led what remained of us on a counteroffensive west. We lost a lot of men and women, but we broke through and made it here. Make no mistake, McNamara saved this chapter that day.
So you're head of security?
That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing it.
So bro's just scared. He's got everybody hiding. So yeah, so why did I have to deal with that ranger
Normally,
topside?
that would have fallen under my jurisdiction, but the elder thought it'd provide a good test for you, so I backed off. Fine by me. Bye.
Morning.
Y'all patrolling your own space. There's somebody about to be in here.
Have you found it? I need to give my report to Hardin soon. Then we have... Bye.
There have been reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops into the air.
Elder dismissal incidents. That's the spice. Let it be recorded that on this day, Raymond Lorne was dismissed from his post as elder for committing the crime of murder. Brother Lorne was known to have hostile feelings toward the victim. Senior Scribe Ritter. Guilty party insists that Ritter's death was a tragic case of friendly fire. Bunker was under attack at the time. The tribunal felt they could not let him persist as elder with such suspicion hanging over him. Be it known that from this day, Kenneth Jones shall no longer bear the title of elder. Brother Jones has willfully gone against the chain that binds and has been forced to step down. Head Paladin Lindquist succeeds him as elder. Let the record show that I've stood witness to the dismissal of David James from the post of elder. Brother James was charged with destroying an unknown device recovered from a recent expedition. Purpose and function of the device remain unknown. Brother James has thus far proven unwilling to discuss the matter with anyone. Ask Ramos about the chain that binds. Chain that binds.
The reports say Mr. House's robots are now using tech we've never heard of. We need to send a team up there soon. Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with?
One of the data store entries mentioned the chain that binds. What is that exactly?
That's an old principle that's been around since the Brotherhood was founded. It basically means that you have to obey a superior officer. It's pretty much common sense, but it gets invoked a lot when people get pissy about following orders. If you're curious, I'll give you access to the data store entry on it. You'd probably be the first to read it in years, if not decades.
Yeah,
Bye.
let's do that. I'll be your little data boy. Running around trying to get this fella out of here. Don't mind if I do. Guy was a total jerk. The chain that binds is the cornerstone of our organization. The rock that supports the great tree of the Brotherhood and its myriad branches. It holds that orders are to flow from on high down through the ranks. An order from a superior must always be obeyed, that their wisdom may be carried out without hesitation. Orders are to observe the flow and not skip ranks. A superior may only give orders to his direct subordinates, and not to those beneath him. This way, harmony of intent and cohesion of thought is maintained. Which is exactly what bro did. Now I gotta find that fella. She is everywhere.
What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything?
You know anything about the chain that binds?
I could hardly call myself head paladin if I didn't. It's one of the first things every initiate learns when they start training. What about it?
One of the few times an elder was dismissed was due to that.
I could be wrong, but I think that's a dead end. McNamara's always followed orders, and we've been incommunicado since fleeing Helios.
Do you know there's a second part to it?
Second part? What are you talking about?
It says a superior is not allowed to give orders to the men under his subordinate.
That is the standard procedure, yes. For example, McNamara gives orders to head scribe Taggart, who then relays further orders to the scribes. I wasn't aware that failing to do so was punishable, however. Interesting. If we can just find an instance where McNamara went around someone and gave orders to their subordinates, we'll have him. Bye. What is it, outsider? It's not that I dislike the Elder, but I strongly disapprove of his current style of leadership. We're safe, yes, but at what cost? Bye.
How am I gonna get the dirt on this dude? I've talked to pretty much everyone. Anything in here I'm missing?
Hello again, my friend. I hope you've been finding the information in the data store useful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah?
You said any more before the Brotherhood used to go out anymore?
Yeah, a lot more. Back when we were at the Helios station. Oh, crap. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to talk about that, especially with outsiders. So forget you just heard that, okay? Bye.
Damn, thought that was gonna lead me down some new dialogue.
Yes, what is it? Later.
These guys are weirdos, man. Is there someone I haven't talked to?
Good to see you again. What can I help you with?
Bye.
How may I assist you?
Surely I'm not just gonna stumble upon some gun laying around that was missing, right? Surely.
The reports say Mr. House's robots are now using tech we've never heard
There have been
of.
reports that the
We need to
NCR
send a
is
team
moving
up there
more and
soon.
more troops into the area.
You? No. I just don't know where to look. Oh. What is this? No, there was rooms down here. Seems a little sus. And I'm dehydrated. Any other secret hidey holes? Guess they're not so secret. They'd be out here utilizing space. Oh. Interesting. Where would I get a key? Just look like student quarters. Another one. Material, 3 out of 8. Lorenzo. Journal entry 745. This is maddening. All of my research thus far points to a company called Poseidon Energy as having experimented far beyond the capabilities of our current power and armor and weapons. It's possible they were behind the development of the equipment the Enclave used as well. Why then have we found numerous caches of military-grade equipment throughout the wastes, and nothing from this company? Just discovered something horrifying. My projections are right, we must. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself. The Elder will know what to do, he must. The Elder has asked me to provide a list of possible locations for the components needed. Fortunately, our reconnaissance of the area is lacking due to Elijah's insistence that we concentrate all efforts on Helios. Ibsen and I have managed to retrieve some information from the data store on sites of potential interest, but they're mostly military and industrial locations. If only I knew if there were other bunkers or even one of those old Robco vaults in the area. Lost karma. Gained info. Brody was up to no good. One that requires a key directly under the firing range. I bet that's where the gun is. Just where in the world am I gonna find it? It's not even showing me that it's a quest to find that gun.
I heard some special squad of Rangers is on its way to the Vegas area. I guess the NCR is finally getting serious about fighting the Legion. Hello again, my friend. Oh, all kinds of things. There was already information regarding the layout and systems of this bunker, but we've since added our own data as well. Prior to the lockdown, we had extensively scouted the surrounding area and compiled dossiers on nearby points of interest.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Found the missing patrols, or was something else on your mind? I can spare a little time. What did you want to talk about?
It's with the sandstorm.
That is this base's defensive system. It serves as camouflage and masks all entry and exit from the bunker. We use it to hide our patrols and supply runners, though we still send such out at night to be extra safe.
Tell me about this lockdown.
It's a protective measure that was enacted after our defeat at Helios. The NCR was hot on our heels, and we wouldn't have survived another encounter. It was decided that we would stay quiet for a time, heal the wounded, and try to come up with a new strategy. However, after we had fully recuperated, our first scouting measures showed that the NCR's presence in this region had only increased in our absence. There are now more than 5 times the number of NCR troops in the area as when we fought them. And we have half the number we did at Helios. And so the lockdown has been extended. To go outside would be the death of us all.
I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of making some sense.
We have some personnel that are allowed to travel on the surface. They trade for what we need and occasionally drop off what they acquire. We make sure that they only enter or leave the bunker while the sandstorm is active, to avoid detection. Bye. Found the missing patrols, or was something else on your mind?
What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything? It's a travesty is what it is. Every second we sit on our hands down here is another second that we're not fulfilling our sworn duty.
I feel like I've talked these people to death. There's basically nothing else down here. I feel like I'm gonna have to go try to find these folks if they're still out there, if they're still alive. Just kind of go from there, you know? I don't think I'm gonna stumble on that gun. And I don't think I'm gonna come up with what I need to get this guy out of here. Just wandering around talking to people over and over again. So, talk to you.
Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with?
Who is Elijah?
Who was Elijah, more like? He was our elder before McNamara. Bright guy, but just between you and me, he was a little off. Our mission is to recover and preserve the technology of the past, but Elijah wanted more. He sought ways to improve upon technology, make it better. When we found Helios 1, he was like a kid in a candy store. Kept talking about the potential and a grand design never realized. He even insisted we set up our base there, against the objection of nearly every paladin. What followed is a whole other story.
But yeah, I think we'll end off there. I don't know what the deal is with us not having weapons, but when we return, we're gonna see if we can retrieve these, find these patrols and retrieve their tapes. Till next time, gang, I'll be back in a week. As always, thank you to the patrons, $1 a month, link is in the description if you want to get featured in the credits of these videos and my live streams. Until next time. Yeah.